Kia ora. I'm going to be using this I Lost My Tooth cut file called Lost My Tooth by Confessions of a Paper Addict in a layout. I'm going to use a mixture of collections here. So I've grabbed some Party Time as well as the gorgeous cut file. Party Time, some In This Together, which was a paper collection created in response to sort of the worldwide lockdowns last year. And I'm thankful to still have some more of this, and I must say I bought a little bit more of it not long ago. I just love the florals and the colours and kind of the colourful maths paper and things like that. So I'm just going through the papers that I've got, working out what the best sort of way ahead is, and thinking sort of playful but yet a little bit more grown up. So the story behind this photo is that my daughter, who is 21, has just had 4 wisdom teeth taken out. And so when I first saw this cut file come through, I was sort of like, oh, they're all about teeth and tooth fairies and stuff like that. And with an 18, a 19 and a 21-year-old child or young adults, I was sort of in the situation where I'm like, I don't know if I can use this, and I'm not sure if I've even got photos of their teeth coming out when they were younger, but that I hadn't scrapbooked. But thankfully she timed it about right, and I was given this opportunity to use the cut file. So I've decided to sort of create a ledge that seems to be a current thing that I'm doing, a sort of a strip across the page, and I just wanted to create a real rough background with this green paper here, and it doesn't get left as a concertina. I rough it up quite a bit. I saw something where someone had concertinaed it and it was beautiful and neat recently, and I really loved that concept, but as per usual, that nice neatness didn't fit me, and I just really enjoyed using that general concept and making it my own. So I'm going to back the writing or the title, which is the cut file, with this floral paper from the In This Together, but I'm going to back the teeth with this sneak peek at a new colour coming up, which I think is called Capri, with Close to My Heart. So I'm just using the glue pen here to go around the teeth. I normally use other glues, and I'd been away, and this glue was one that was in my pencil case, and it just seemed the simplest option for backing these, and I'm actually really impressed with how it worked, and I am looking forward to a new pen, glue type pen coming out, which has got an even thinner tip called the Quickie glue or something like that, and I'm looking forward to giving that a go. So I'm just using the tape runner to attach the back piece of paper nice and flat to start with, up sort of near the top of the layout, and then I'm going to attach the other pieces. So I'm just sort of thinking, do I like where that is? Do I need to back my photo? What am I going to do? So I do decide to back the photo, and I use some of this cool pink spotty paper from Party Time. I am using that on another layout as well that I will be sharing in a couple of days. Having some of those offcuts makes it quite handy for creating with other layouts. So I'm just using a bit of foam tape here on the back of the photo to stick it down to the photo mats that I've got. I just wanted a bit of lift because I'm going to tuck some stamped images in behind as by way of embellishments. So to stick down this rough piece that I've got, I am just, I've just stuck down the centerpiece, and then I'm sticking my matted photos on top, and then I'm going to sort of attach roughly some of the other bits and then press them down. So this is just a way that I use to add some texture, add a little bit more interest to just a flat strip, and I love the crinkled up look. It sort of matches the rumpled dressing gown that my daughter was wearing as she got smothered by the cats, who thought this was fabulous, having someone sitting on the sofa with them for most of the day. So just sticking it down this title as well. And now I'm going to pull out some other pieces, and I'm just ferreting through my things, working out what that's going to be. And I'm going to do some strips down the bottom of the layout. So I'm cutting off the manufacturer strips, and I am going to adhere them down the bottom there, just 2 of the strips. And I'm going to add a wee cluster embellishment as well on this lower part of the layout a bit later on. So I'm just using a tape runner at various points along the strips before I attach them onto the white daisy cardstock. So I have this little box here where a wee while ago I was sort of on my own in a motel room, and I had some stamps and I had some cardstock, and so I just set to cutting these out. Or to stamping and cutting, so that I had some embellishments ready to go, and I've made some good use of them on this page today. So I'm tucking in all of the little flowers that I've made, and these are from a variety of close to my heart stamps, and I really like how this came together, just the black and white stamped images. I did wonder about colouring them, whether I use some blender markers or some shimmer pens or even my paints or coloured pencils, but I quite liked just that white, the white and blackness of it. I don't know, it just appealed to me. So I stuck with that, and I did seem to want to use this girl, and I'm not sure, looking at it now, whether I do end up using her in the final layout, but she does seem to want to be on the page. She kind of reminds me of my daughter, actually. And so I'm just creating that wee cluster down the bottom, and I do put her back in the box and find a wee strip, a photo of stamped images that seem to look just about perfect. And there we go. I like the dimension that these layers of these stamps give as well. And I'm going to stick some of them down flat to the page, but I do use some foam tape for some other ones to give them a bit more lift. But I didn't want that for all of them. I just wanted to have that dimensional look as we went. I think this is a really good way to show how you can use stamps beyond, I think often we see them as a card maker's tool, but I think these make great embellishments for our scrapbooks, and as I said before, you could colour them, you could do all sorts of things, you could stamp them with different colours, you could use different coloured cardstock. So stamps, like cut files, are a really versatile tool that we can use in our scrapbooking, and they're not necessarily consumable. So once you've purchased a cut file, you can use it on a few of your pages until you get sick of it, or until you feel like it's on every page. But some of the, and I mean, I lost my tooth. If my kids were younger, I'd probably be able to use this cut file at least 3 times, if not more than that, depending on how many teeth they were losing at the time. I'm a teacher at a primary school, and we use some ideas on a Monday. We have Motivational Monday, and then we have Terrific Tuesday. And on Monday at school, one of my students said to me, when we're sharing, we sit in a circle and share what we're motivated about this week, what excites us or what we're looking forward to. And she said, I'm looking forward to the Tooth Fairy coming. And it reminded me of this layout. And then the next day it was Terrific Tuesday, and she was sharing that it was terrific that the Tooth Fairy had come. So it was quite fun hearing that story, and just fresh from sort of a 8-year-old's mouth, the excitement of losing a tooth and getting a new one, and perhaps having a visit from the Tooth Fairy. So this squared paper that I've got here that I've used, I'm just using it as my writing platform, because there was a little bit of bare space there that I had in my mind as I was doing it, that would be where the journaling would go. And there we have it, a layout using the Lost My Tooth cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict, with some stamped images, just black on white cardstock. And so here's some close-up shots of that. The Capri cardstock from Close to My Heart, which will be coming your way in September. And just those beautiful colours with the beautiful dimension, and the cut file again from Confessions of a Paper Addict. Hey, look forward to hearing from you, or subscribe, and I'll catch you another time.